The bed sheets are hanging out to dry, posters are covering the university campus, and nobody cares. Yes, it's the SU elections 2011, so let's look at the story so far. Running for the top job of SU president is Dan Derricott. He's the current Vice President of Academic Affairs, and as you can see from the size of his banner, he's probably compensating for something. And running against him is Ari Sharif. You can see his banner there. He's known also as being a master's student, but mainly for being a photographer in some of Lincoln's nightclubs, but he says we shouldn't get too hung up on that.
To start off with, I want to mention the fact that popularity is, from what I do, at nighttime. As daytime, I'm a student.
So Ari is fairly well known, but does that mean this year's SU elections will descend into just a popularity contest? Well, to find out, we were speaking to some of the students from Lincoln to find out why they were voting.
Well, I voted for SU president, right, the main guy, because he told me to, and I'm mates with him, so that's why I voted for him.
Well, that's a yes then. So what are they campaigning for? If you pick up a copy of the manifestos and you'll find going through it, it's pretty much just like a game of buzzword bingo as you try and find every instance of the word's representation, saying what you want to say and making sure your voices are heard. Particularly bland is the role of non-portfolio officer. You go through the manifestos and it's just a case of, oh, we're going to make sure your voice is heard. Great, that isn't the point of the rest of the students' union, is it? Basically, it's a job that nobody really knows what they do, making it a lot like the rest of the union. Turnouts tend to be quite low on an SU election, most people don't care, but is this due to the lack of publicity? Well, there's not really a lack of it. There are 2,225 posters, 14,000 flyers that have been made for candidates to distribute over the 1 week period, and each candidate has more flyers than there have ever been votes for that position. But I'm sure with so much campaign materials around, people are really liking what's going on.
There's a banner over there, but that one's a bit shit, but
Now, even if you don't care or think that they don't get anything done, here's why it matters. Each of the full-time officers is paid about 17.5 to 18 grand per year. Now you add on expenses, times that by 4 for the 4 roles, and you have about 80 grand's worth of the uni's money decided on the results tonight. So when you get a candidate like Joe Hicks who is telling the Link that there's no problems with the education system in Lincoln, there's no issues, there's nothing to fight for, well, it's a bit of an insult for him to ask for 17 grand of the money from you to say that. Well, let's be honest, there are a few issues, not everything's perfect, and there is work that needs to be done. And my invoice for that information, Joe, is in the post. So there we are, we've got 17 people going for 8 positions. It's time to find out who's going to win.